Hi, Matt Jackson here, Amley Innovations, maker of the Atlas Mounts No Drill Mounting Kit. We make mounting easy with the Atlas Mounts Kit. Hey, listen, thanks. Today in this video we're going to walk through and mount and show you how to mount Atlas Mounts bases. But first, let me share what is in each pack. What we're going to look at today is a standard 4-pack of Atlas Mounts bases and talk through the different things that you'll find inside each case. So inside each box, this is the typical box that they'll come in. Inside each box you'll find an array of things. You'll find 4 of our solid steel mounting bases with the top coating, and on the bottom we have specially grooved markings on the bottom to maximize the bonding strength of the adhesive. 4 bases. You have mounting hardware for the 4 bases, along with all the washers and bolts you need to do any leveling that you may need to do for your hardware. You will also have a series of alcohol swabs that you can use to clean the surface, prepare the surface, as well as prepare the bases with. You will have a set of 4 epoxy packets, the high strength epoxy packets that's specially engineered for the bases, along with epoxy mixing sheet to mix the epoxy, as you'll see soon, a mixing stick, a cool sticker you can use to stick wherever you want, forehead, bumper, whatever. Guaranteed, this is the coolest sticker you'll get all day. A set of instructions that you can use to follow to kind of ensure you're mounting it properly. And finally, some tape, most likely duct tape, that you can use to affix to the bases once you bonded them for the short period of time that it takes the epoxy to bond, because they can walk around a little bit until it gets hardened. You'll see all that soon. Alright, so now we're going to do some mounting. So essentially, step 1 on any mounting job that you would even do with a traditional anchor bolt, which you will not need with the Atlas Mounts bases, is you're going to mark and measure your surface to be mounted. And that's essentially what I'm going to do. I'm not actually mounting, this is just for example, so whatever you're mounting, you'll do your typical measuring and marking. So I'm essentially just going to mock up some measurements here that I'm doing with it. You would do normally with whatever you're mounting. I'm going to have a center point. I'm going to say my center point's right here. I have a little extra on, so you can pan down now. Okay. And then you just take your base. This is important. So for each center mark, you just line up the hole. Each base has a hole. You just line up your hole with that center point, and you draw a circle around the base, the center of your center point, and voila, you have your bonding surface. That's where your bond, the epoxy, is going to go. So that's essentially step 1. You do all your markings, you mark your center points where the center of your mounting will go, and where traditionally you would put your anchor bolts into the concrete, but instead of drilling, you're going to simply just put your base, center point on the base, and draw a circle around it, and that's your mounting. Alright, step 2 is we take the isopropyl pad, just rubbing alcohol pads that come with it, or if you have rubbing alcohol or isopropyl or even methyl alcohol, denatured alcohol, you just prepare your surface. You clean it. You still have your surface line, so that's okay. And then, so we got the surface clean. Then we start the next step is we prepare the hardware and the base. So for this, to prepare it, it's really simple. You just hand screw in the stud. The base itself will kind of self-stop it. And you can do that for all of your bases. at the same time that you're going to be mounting, or you can just do it one at a time, whatever you prefer. Step 3, we're going to prepare the epoxy now. So you take the mixing sheet and the epoxy and your mixing stick, and you open it up. Scissors would be great too. You can also use a razor blade, anything to open up the packet. Also, for reference, to use these epoxy packets, really cool, you just fold them over. Each side is part A and part B. You squeeze the epoxy all out, both parts A and B, onto your mixing sheet. Set that to the side, and then you mix it. Thoroughly mix that epoxy. Both parts A and B all together. You know you got it nice and mixed when it changes from clear color to essentially this white color. Shiny white color. Take your base and you put the epoxy, the mixed epoxy, onto the base. You definitely want to mix it before you put it onto the base to make sure you get a good mix. Just put that epoxy all on the base, then you just kind of spread it across the base like butter. Get it all around there, and there you go. This base is ready to mount. And then you take your drawn circle that you did and you just apply it on there. Bam, just like that. Sometimes these once you get it mounted, sometimes these bases can walk around as the adhesive is gluing. So included in the packs, we often will have some tape that you can use to just tape the base down, keep it in place while the epoxy is drying. And that's really it. Now that you got it bonded onto the concrete, you'll repeat that step for however many bases you need to mount your equipment on. And once they're all bonded onto the ground, you should wait probably about 30 minutes to an hour to get a good strong bond. The epoxy will not be fully cured after that time frame, but it will be strong enough. You'll be getting 25 to 50% of the strength after that period of time, and that will be strong enough that you can continue and finish off your mounting, which is essentially putting your piece of shop equipment or whatever it is that you're mounting. You can finish it off and just fully mount it, and then let it finish drying overnight or whatnot to completely harden it. And that's it. Really easy. And there you have it, the finished product. A grinder stand, completely mounted without tapping into your concrete. A little close up here. You have the Atlas mounts bonded to the concrete and then bolted on to the base and stud, and you have that repeated 2 more times. There you go. And if, heaven forbid, this grinding stand ever needed to be removed, then you can simply just take it off and you save your concrete. That's it.